Final Fantasy is one of the most iconic JRPG series in existence. First appearing in 1987 and boasting of 17 different installments, the series has a massive following of fans who love and adore the story worlds, characters, and music of the games. In this video, I'm going to share one of the biggest lessons that you can learn just by listening to the iconic cue Valse di Fantastica from Final Fantasy XV. Before we go any further, I do want to take a quick moment to thank my wonderful patrons for making these videos possible, with a special shout out to my patron Richard for recommending this piece in the first place. If you would like to show your support for this channel, or if you have a piece that you would like to see me analyze, please consider signing up to be a patron using the links below. So with that, let's get started. So the biggest lesson you can learn by listening to this cue is how to write epic music. More specifically, how you can maintain a high energy level in your music without over-relying on massive instrumentation, which can quickly lead to audio fatigue in your audience. This skill has a ton of carryover into pretty much any genre of music. The whole idea is to employ multiple strategies for managing the energy of your music, so that your audience doesn't get bored, or worse, annoyed, by any one specific strategy. You see, a common mistake made by many beginner composers is to believe that big energy must mean big orchestration. And while the two can certainly go hand in hand, over-relying on this strategy is almost a guarantee that your music will quickly become repetitive and boring to the listener. In order to maintain interest, you must be able to introduce variability to your music, all while maintaining the characteristic big energy associated with epic music of all different types and genres. Throughout this piece, the composer, Yoko Shimomura, employs a slew of different strategies to help maintain constant high energy despite fluctuations in actual instrumentation size. Each of these strategies can then be organized into two distinct categories: strategies that get used while the overall instrumentation size increases, and strategies that get used while the overall instrumentation size decreases. Some of the most common strategies in this piece for the first category were adding additional layers to the texture of the music, splitting the melody and bass line into more registers and/or octaves, adding a new color or instrument that hasn't been heard yet, and introducing a new melodic or harmonic idea. Now, at several points in the music, Shimomura decreases the number of instruments being used in order to help create more contrast and interest in the music, all the while relying on a few choice strategies to help ensure that the music maintains a higher level of energy. Strategies like maintaining textural complexity, introducing new thematic material, doubling down on the shift and making a dramatic decrease in instrumentation size, while still taking care to balance the new with familiar, which was the big lesson that we learned from Civ 6, Sogno di Volare. And finally, introducing a new instrument. Now, you'll notice that there is some overlap between the two lists, but that just goes to show how universal some of these strategies can be. So with this information in mind, let's listen to the piece together. And as we listen to it, I'll include notes on the screen so you can help keep track of just how these various strategies are being employed to help maintain a high energy level throughout the piece, despite the various shifts in instrumentation size and type. Incredible. Alright, now you can apply these concepts to your own music. Anytime you are sketching out a new piece of epic or big energy music, stop to consider just which strategies you want to employ. Think of the general size of instrumentation that you want to work with for each section, and how you can utilize any of these strategies to maintain your high level of energy. And with that, we have reached the end of another video. If you are interested in what other lessons I learned from this music, I have the 8 pages worth of notes that I took available on Patreon, and will soon be releasing a more in-depth video about everything I learned during my analysis, section by section. I want to thank my wonderful patrons once again for their support of this channel. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as well as share it with anyone else you think might find it helpful. So until next time, keep studying, keep working hard, and keep writing new music.